OFR fans, I'm here with Jerry. We're going to do a little interview with Jerry. I know everybody loves Jerry and like to get to know him a little bit more. So we're going to try to go a little in depth with him and see what we can come out with. Stay tuned. All right, Jerry, you're here at OFR. How long have you been here so far?
Well, it's been almost 2 years now.
2 years? You enjoying yourself here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoy having you here, that's for sure. I know a lot of the viewers like you. So that's why we're doing this interview. I thought maybe people would like to get to know you a little bit more, so we'll go ahead and get into it with you. So, if you don't mind, where were you born and things like that? Where did you grow up?
You want to go back that far?
Yeah, we absolutely do.
I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest, from Washington, Oregon. Traveled around a lot as a child and as an adult, so never one place too long. Longest time I was any place was in Phoenix for a while. That's where I raised 2 of my children. But, so anyway, yeah, I was born up in the Puget Sound area.
Beautiful area up in that area of the country. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So how many children do you have?
4.
4. Wow.
That I call my own.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Nice. I only have the 1
4
daughter.
that I raised.
Yeah, sure. That's cool. So what got into, were you into like the fish as a young child, or did that happen as an older adult?
I was exposed to it as an infant.
As an infant, huh?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Salmon, trout hatcheries, fish stores.
Okay.
And friends and family, and that was just my playground when I was a kid. And by the time I was in elementary school, I already understood water chemistry.
Wow, that's impressive.
I mean, by the time I was 8 years old, I was taking care of the live food cultures for 2 pet shops and angelfish breeding operation.
Wow, so you really got into it young. Do you remember what your first fish tank was, or first fish that you had as a pet?
First, I don't know. I know it was a long time before I actually thought of them as pets.
Okay.
I mean, you know, they were.
Well, maybe pet was the wrong word. The first fish you had at home or in your bedroom, first tank.
I couldn't tell you.
Don't remember that.
It was either the salmon at the hatchery.
Okay.
I was pretty attached to them.
Sure.
It's artificial insemination, making steelhead, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was 8 years old, I was wrestling with full-grown salmon. So.
In the river or in the
hatchery?
In the hatchery.
Where you milk them and, you know, mix the bowls, mix the.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, the northwestern salmon get how big as an adult?
Oh, the Chinooks?
Yeah.
32 pounds is good. I mean, there's river hogs that run about 70, but that's a real rare. I wouldn't despise me if they're not even extinct by now.
Okay. But still, as an 8-year-old wrestling with a 30-pound fish, you know, that would be a sight to see.
It's one of my uncle's favorite stories.
Yeah. Of you?
Yeah. Yeah, he passed away about 7 years ago, but he was my mentor. He was literally responsible for the black lace angelfish.
Wow.
He was trying to breed the black velvet angelfish.
Okay.
And it's like 1 in a million. You're literally breeding melanistic.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And you have to take the eggs away from the adults because the adults will kill anything strange. Anything that attracts attention to the babies automatically gets killed. So in order to get the black ones, and then half the black ones die from melanoma.
Really?
They don't, and they grow real slow, but it's like 1 in a million fish. The only people that has a true black velvet with a big red eye is somebody who has bred it. Yeah.
You're not going to get one of those at a fish store or anything like that.
But in the process of breeding them, 70% of his hatch was coming out black, some of the most beautiful black lace angelfish. Nice long pointed fins, none of the clubs, none of the bent fins.
Okay.
And he flooded the West Coast, and this was in the early 70s.
Wow.
Late 60s, early 70s. He flooded the West Coast market. It wouldn't surprise me if I genetically trace him most of the black lace angelfish today back to him. Lines.
Wow, that's something else. Now, did you have any other pets growing up that you like? I mean, dogs, of course, probably most likely.
Yeah, one of my nicknames is Dogfish.
Okay.
And it's because of my dog.
What kind of dog? Well, what's your favorite kind of dog or whatever?
My Dogfish was a red-nosed pit.
A red-nosed pit.
And he was my constant companion.
Okay.
And people would say, "Who's the kid with the dog named Fish?"
And that's how you got the nickname?
Yeah, his name, he would fish.
Yeah?
You couldn't go fishing with him.
He would jump in the river or whatever?
He'd take Chinook out by himself.
Wow.
He'd latch onto a salmon and drag it out of the river.
Yeah, those dogs got those strong.
But then you could walk across the backs on the salmon in the river back then.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest? I mean, I couldn't even imagine like the forest and the wilderness and like just the the whole place is just majestic.
Can't get lost.
Yeah.
I mean, Mount Rainier's over here, Mount Hood's over here, Mount St. Helens is over here. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, you can't get lost.
Right. You got the outpost. I mean, like that's to the east, that's to the west.
Douglas firs.
Yeah.
You know, when I first saw the redwoods, they're big, but not that big.
Not that big.
I mean, I grew up with Douglas firs.
Yeah.
There's stumps up in the up in the Blue Mountains that are cabins.
Yeah. They build
cabins.
Yeah, they build cabins out of them.
You know.
Well, they cut down
Douglas firs. They're not redwoods.
Didn't they cut down all the big redwoods though? The really big ones that were thousands of years old.
They did for a long time before.
They saved a few.
A lot that disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that they made cabins out of didn't come from logging. They came from
the stumps of the trees, right?
Back before, back in Lewis and Clark type days.
Yeah.
Blue Mountain area burned off all of its natural virgin forest.
Yeah.
And that's those Douglas firs.
So have you always had fish tanks though throughout your whole life? Have you always been like involved in that kind of thing? Or
I've had fish tanks and fish rooms whenever I have been stable enough to have them.
Okay. And what are you?
I have very seldom been that stable.
I gotcha. So this is kind of like, I mean, this is a good place for you to be then, so you have all these fish tanks. And
I'm retired.
And you have your own tanks, right?
I'm using one of Rick's right now.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I have a couple of little tanks of my own down, but I don't have anything set up.
Oh, there's nothing set up. Okay, I thought
I do have the 140-gallon long down underneath there that I escaped, and
I remember.
A bunch of my plants are, do have a escape tank right now. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
It's got a little bit of hair algae in it, but it's supposed to.
Yeah, is that normal?
I mean, it's a living organism.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It has,
Yeah. So
what position it's in down under? I mean, trying to get a visible footprint around here is impossible.
Yeah. That's
the only thing that drives me nuts about this place.
Yeah.
Is all these toys.
Yeah.
And I can't do what I want with it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I come in here and I see that. I see the pool in there, and I'd change that bad boy into salt water in a heartbeat and put a reef in there and let people dive, like scuba dive in there with all the salt water fish.
Oh no!
Oh, you can do it. There's people on YouTube that have them.
I've rescued saltwater fish.
Yeah. Well, imagine that turned into a saltwater reef, though.
We had to go pick up a big grouper, a Goliath grouper, and a nurse shark.
Yeah.
Out of a saltwater pool out on the Oregon coast, on Cannon Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of saltwater pools.
Sure.
But they only use them in the summer.
Yeah, that's true. But this one's indoors, so it could go year round, you know. And then they could charge people to come in here and learn how to scuba dive.
That big grouper was like a puppy dog, man. It's like having a pet.
Personality, yeah, absolutely.
You take your arm off if you wanted to, but and 5-foot nurse shark.
Yeah, I saw that on TV where they caught a shark and a grouper came up and swallowed it off the hook.
Yeah.
So I've seen that before. Those things.
Groupers are,
they don't mess around.
Everything I've ever studied, I've gone where I wanted to and done what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I settled down and had a family and
sure.
had a job for a while. It was because it's what I wanted to do.
Sure.
You know,
what did you do?
I've done just about everything as a helper. I mean, used to be able to walk onto a job site and just say, hey, if you don't like my work, at least buy me lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
And work the day.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and nothing wrong. At least somebody buy you a meal.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but not because I was just broke, but I'm not a capitalist in the sense of focusing on making money or profit.
Yeah.
My needs are taken care of.
Sure. Living your life.
I don't worry about it.
You don't live to work.
I do what I want to.
Right.
I spent a year working in a saddle shop, sweeping floors for room and board, just so I could learn how to hand tool leather.
That's how you do it, you know? Learn a trade, learn a skill.
And he got free labor, and me doing it. Oh my God, there's some nasty work when you're working with leather.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah.
At least you picked up that skill, though. You could always do it.
Yeah, I can still to this day.
So, do you have any other like handcrafting skills like that? Do you paint? Do you like carve wood? Any of that type of stuff?
Smithing, cabbing, jewelry design.
See, there you go. People didn't know that probably.
Yeah, if you've got a name. Other than that, they can buy it for 10 cents on the dollar from Japan.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's still
when
cool.
I had my own business doing it. The fun was picking your brain and building what you want.
Yeah, personalize something for somebody. Yeah.
You know, I even made a bracelet for a girl one time out of her father's glass eye.
Wow.
With the eye.
Yeah, I can
with the
imagine that.
Eyelashes and everything.
Wow. That's
yeah.
So
leather bracelet.
So let me ask you this, Jerry. If there's like viewers out there on the channel that might want like a personalized item from Jerry, they could pay you to make it for them?
Yeah.
All right.
Buy me all the tools.
Nice. Hey, there's people out there would love to do that probably.
I mean,
I don't know if you have time to do that. You know,
my whole life, one of my give me the proper tools.
Yeah.
And the proper materials.
Yeah.
And a little bit of guidance.
Sure.
And cut me
loose.
Get
you on the right track, yep, and let you go.
Cut me loose.
Yeah.
And when I had my craft shop, this was pre-computer.
Okay.
And I was taking stuff on consignment. And anything I took in on consignment, I had the people show me how they did it.
Wow.
Show me that what you're charging is worth it.
Right.
And believe me, man, when she sits there and hand crochets these lace doilies, the time and effort and skill she put into that, it's every bit of worth every penny she's asking for.
Every penny. Man,
there's no way. I've done macrame, but that fancy lace doily stuff.
Yeah.
She showed me how she did it, and I was just amazed.
Wow.
That kind of finger dexterity. And
yeah. So I'm telling you, I think the viewers are learning a lot about you right now because I watched all the videos and I didn't know that you did crafts and stuff like that.
See, I feel the same way about the fish.
Yeah.
The sensory systems on something like the Abba knife, through its electrical field and everything.
Sure.
They have senses that we don't.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And figuring them out, and understanding them.
Yeah.
The four most important things about this hobby are research, observation, stability, and money.
Okay.
I've always been a little lacking on the last two.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had the money a few times.
Yeah.
But either you focus on making money or you focus on family and crafts and
yeah.
You take what you love doing and try to make money at it, it takes all the love out of it.
That's right. I agree with that 100%.
But everything I've ever studied, I can hold my own in a conversation with theoretical physics. I've done it.
Really? So did you go to college at all?
I understand geology. I love ancient history, especially dinosaurs. Most people that I know can't even keep the damn ages straight, much less what dinosaurs lived when, and all of that.
That's true.
I mean, and you know, the human race is just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, on the timeline.
Right now,
absolutely.
I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm resigned to the fact that the human animal is the only animal or plant on the planet that can be completely wiped out without harming the environment.
Yeah. I mean, with diseases and things like that.
We put ourselves above it to the point where we don't communicate with it anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything out there has a voice if you listen.
Yeah, we're not in touch with nature like we used to be.
That's what I love. I was raised to listen.
So, like...
I was taught how to listen and how to speak with the world around me.
Yeah.
So
you're in tune and in touch with nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learned. That's how you grew up to be in.
Well, it's just a part of. I'm a part of it.
Yes.
Rather than apart from.
Right.
See,
right.
To me, if I disrespect you, I disrespect myself and my higher power as I understand him.
Yeah.
Because we're all part of the same thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any difference if it's you or if it's a tree. I've got no business disrespecting you.
Yeah,
You have a right to be you.
I agree. I agree.
You know?
So let me get back to when you were a little bit younger. You grew up, you said, in the Pacific Northwest. Now, did you move around the country and before you came here to Ohio, or were you always in Pacific Northwest and then just came to Ohio?
We stayed pretty much in the West Coast.
West Coast.
Until I was in my mid-20s.
Mid-20s.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a couple of just quirky questions. What's your favorite food?
Steak and eggs and hash browns.
Steak and eggs and hash browns. Are you a beer or liquor drinker? Or neither?
Neither.
Neither. You like the natural herbs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I'm the same way with that.
I haven't been drunk in 44 years now.
Yeah, I kind of gave it up myself. I didn't give it up. Like, I'll still have a drink or two, but I don't drink like I used to, that's for sure.
Well, I've had my share and a few.
Me too, Jerry, me too. That's funny. So, Jerry, what is it you do around here when you're here? You do a whole bunch. We know that. But what is it specifically you do on a daily basis?
I know the best description really is a fish wrangler.
Fish wrangler, huh?
Yeah.
So you get up in the mornings and
I take care of the fish.
But what do you do? Like turn on the lights and then check all the tanks, make sure that everybody's alive.
Some feeding.
Okay.
Make sure there's no, mortalities.
Sure.
Or overnight crashes.
Yeah.
I am so relieved that the dog bone is no longer in operation. That was at least twice a week cleaning up after that monster.
Yeah.
But I don't call any of it work. I'm retired.
Yeah, yeah.
It gives me purpose.
Yeah, and you know what? Just sitting out here on this back patio in the evening, it's beautiful out here. So
I couldn't have. My daughter, jokingly, you know how daughters are.
Yeah.
But she said I was running away from home because they were trying to find me someplace to live.
And you're like, I don't want to settle down. I want to be on my own.
Well, it wasn't a matter of wanting to be on my own, man. They were getting so far up. I mean, on my income.
Yeah.
I mean, if I've got my Social Security. I make about $750 a month.
Sure.
And it costs me that much to eat and live. Well, my cigars,
yeah,
my bud and stuff, but
I understand it. I do.
It's enough to cover my needs.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It ain't worth jumping through the hoops to get anything more from. I don't care. The government don't owe me nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm just not that much for that. I don't need, what I want, But anyway, I take care of the fish. I help when with what I can. I'm physically limited.
Sure. Me too.
I mean, there's a reason I'm retired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a cancer survivor.
Oh, we did not know
At
that.
least as far as, it's just bladder cancer. But
okay.
more than you needed to know, really.
Yeah, but
Thankfully,
but it's not gone.
Yeah.
It's just
dormant.
Something I'm going to pretty much have to live with.
I gotcha.
But you know, I've had the COVID. I've had the one time I've lived a very long and rough life.
Yeah.
I've done what I wanted to do, and sometimes it's been expensive physically. And grew up on the darker side of this hobby. Before they cleaned up the act in the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, what does that mean? Because I didn't know anything about that. The dark side of the hobby.
In order to do any import-export in the 60s, late 60s, and early 70s, you had to be working with an organized crime unit.
Really?
Or you didn't.
Oh, okay. We didn't know.
No.
Did not know that.
I mean, you were working for some organization, one way or the other.
So, Jerry, if you would have to pick one tank, one fish, anything inside of OFR that would be your favorite, which one is it? Fish, tank, the pond, whole pond.
He said that one that's empty outside. We ain't got to take care of it.
That's a selling point there.
Yeah.
Me not having to take care of it. But to tell you the honest truth, I would love to get my hands on that 540 that Josh just finished setting up.
What would you do with it?
Scape it out.
Scape it out, huh?
It's in a position right now where it's going to be stable enough to stay scaped.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem around here is the stability of the tanks. It stops us from scaping anything.
Yeah, it does.
Because the tank has to be mobile and it has to be able to accept fish on a rotating basis.
And what kind of fish would you put in that 540?
It's not big enough really to do what I want. You're training me.
Yeah.
I'm not just a fish wrangler.
Talk to you guys later.